We are here with Nikki Bella, the fashion mogul, as we like to call it now.
That is right.
You've got the knee-high boots.
Yeah, thigh-high.
Thigh-high.
They're over the knee.
Is there a difference?
Impressive.
Is there like a different market for those?
There
like different
is.
brands have knee-high, thigh-high?
I feel like when girls are like, you know what, I want to be sexy, they Google thigh-high. And then when they just want to be in a comfortable boot, you do the knee-high.
Is it kind of like when I go to Target and I buy socks? There's like the low cut and the mid cut.
Exactly.
Okay, exactly the same.
It's like, am I going to show the calf off today, or am I going to leave it bare?
Well, it's under jeans, so it depends on that too.
Then I guess that's how you feel.
I could pull off the jacket. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Right?
That's totally
So-
me.
How cool is this?
Is that a DIY jacket that you did, or did you buy that?
No,
Okay.
so this was, I have to give credit, thank you, Allison Olivia. Well, I mean, I paid for it, but
Sure.
I
making
saw
it, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for making it. I saw it, and I was like, I just, for Media Row, I always like, whenever I know my schedule, I plan all my outfits. For Media Row, I was like, okay, I want to look like, my sexy tomboy self, but I don't want to wear my gear, and it probably wouldn't be appropriate here. So I saw this, I'm like, oh, this is sporty and fun and sexy, so.
Is that tough to find clothing for when you're talking about sexy tomboy look?
I feel like it is, even though I feel like I kind of create my own. But like that's how I created my gear, because in stuff that I wore in the past, I was like, ew, this is just not cool. And I always hear people be like, gosh, she barely wears anything. When you're a curvy girl on HGTV, you actually need to wear less to look thinner.
Really?
Yeah, because all of a sudden you're wearing stuff and it's pushy on your sides, and now you look like you have this muffin top, and you're like, wait, no, I'm like, cool, I promise. So I actually wear a lot less so I look thinner.
That's going to be my solution for the future. I mean, I wear skinnier jeans to help hide my thighs, but that's like, I like it. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, and your look is very defined. I think that's one of the things that we talk about all the women's wrestling nowadays.
Yeah.
You have a look that is entirely your own, that has that tomboy edge to it, and I think that helps you stand out amongst your peers, and a very obviously the talent as well. But that look is fantastic.
Totally. Well, thank you. When I created that look, it was finally when they gave me the green light that Brie and I didn't have to dress identical. I was like, I'm going to be who I am. And I always was sent to the principal's office for wearing spaghetti strap, and I was always a tomboy, and I always rocked jerseys and Nikes, and I just
Converse?
am like, Converse.
Big Chuck Taylor fan?
I do like Chucks, yep. But so I got to finally just be me. It was great.
So you keep incredibly busy with the two reality TV shows, Total Divas, Total Bellas. What's the reality TV experience like for you, because you've been doing this now for so long?
Yeah, I mean, it's been an incredible journey. It's been like, I think, 4.5 years. And it definitely is hard in the beginning, but I think, my sister and I went into it knowing like, okay, look, we're going to be an open book. And like, if we want to make this work, we have to be an open book, and we have to be okay that people are not going to like us for it, and people are going to like us for it. And that's just how the world works. And we knew we were going to get judged. And I think when my sister and I took that step, it made us very relatable, and then it helped me bring that here to WWE as well. Like, hey, wow, if I bring that real life type of me here, like, people will connect with me more than trying to be something that I'm not. And like, that's like this feud going into WrestleMania. I mean, it's as real as it gets for John and I and Miz and Maryse. I mean, especially we all saw that Tuesday night.
Yeah. What do you think about the creativity when it comes to some of those, the Miz and Maryse doing their own version of Total Divas?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I laughed. Like, I did. It's what I realized, and I think it goes back to like how I have that one look, is it's very easy to impersonate me, like from my look to my personality. And then I'm like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? But
well, it's got to be a good thing though, right? Because if somebody can watch that video and identify the humor in it, there's something about your persona that is clicking.
Totally, right? John looked at me and goes, "You've made it, kid." And I was like, okay, well, cool. Then maybe I have made it. But I mean, I had to give him credit. It was funny, but it's what I found even more funny was the roast after the fact.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yeah, you don't mess with a man's woman. That's right.
And that's the thing, because I see yourself, and I especially see John, and it's a flamethrower that's coming out there.
Totally, yeah.
I mean, this feud has been one of those things I think a lot of fans initially were like, well, we don't know, a mixed tag match at Mania. But you guys have set the world on fire with just the promo work and spotlighting the women in a really important way in this mixed tag match. How does that make you feel to kind of redefine that expectation?
Oh my gosh, it's incredible. I've been here for 10 years, and just to see how much women have done in those 10 years is just amazing. But it's these opportunities that we get that we have to knock them out of the park or they go away. And that's the one thing that I appreciate a lot about my man with me, and then what Miz does for Maryse is they let us have these opportunities instead of being like, no, just keep the women over here. They actually are a big part in like, no, let Nicole talk or let Maryse talk. Or,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and that does make the difference, because I feel like back in the day, like, you know, when you had Miss Elizabeth, like you couldn't wait for stuff she did, and I feel like we went away for the women were a big part. I mean, Dusty Rhodes was fighting over women. Like I felt like for so long we then like went away from that and like didn't give women, they were just more the valets and like whatever. But when you throw a woman into the mix, or like a love relationship, that's why it used to be a men's soap opera. There was about love back in the day, and now that it's about that, people are like, oh shit, I'm invested.
Something very primal, very raw.
Yeah, because everyone has a relationship. Whether like you're married, you're not married, you have kids, you don't have kids, friendships,
right?
Like everyone's going through it, so it's relatable, and you connect, and you're gonna like these people, and you're not gonna like these people, or vice versa.
Is there ever a point where you say, okay, that's a little bit too far? You've crossed the line here.
Yeah, you know, for me, nothing's off limits, and that was really tough, but. Thank God I had John by my side, because that's what he's taught me. He goes, don't ever put limits on anyone. Let them talk. Let them talk themselves to death, and know that you'll always have a comeback. And that's why, you know, he said it clear as day to Mike on Tuesday, like, don't ever bring a knife to a gunfight. And we let them talk for weeks. And then John, he's unreal. But that's, I guess, one thing that I learned is let people talk. You know, as long as you know the truth at the end of the day and you know who you are, let them talk themselves to death.
Yeah. When did you get the idea that this match could happen?
It was like 2 months ago, and it was funny because when I first heard too, I was like, John, I'm sorry. Like, are you sure you're okay with this? Am I ruining WrestleMania for you? And he wanted to do it so bad, and I just couldn't help but feel bad. And now, like, he's like, trust me, we're gonna make this amazing. And it's crazy, I've been on this journey with him and I've learned a lot, but like, who else can say with their significant other, like, hey, we gotta have a WrestleMania moment together? You know what I mean?
On a huge stage like that.
I mean, the biggest stage of them all. Like, we legit get to be tag partners. It's not like it's a Backlash pay-per-view. Like, it's WrestleMania. We're tag partners. Like, it's just incredible. We get to have that moment for the rest of our lives.
Well, when you talk about a WrestleMania moment, obviously there is a big rumor mill going on about what could happen possibly after the match.
Yeah.
How do you deal with all the buzz around that?
I guess I've just kind of learned to ignore it. Because one, I don't want to get my hopes up, and then two, like, you know, when we were on the Today Show this past week, and they told me there's a props bet going on in Vegas, and I'm like, wait, there's what?
We can gamble on whether or not John Cena is going to propose to Nikki Bella.
Legit, it's like there's a real bet, and it was funny because John's like, who bets on the WWE? Don't ever bet on the WWE. And then it was like heartbreak, like, see, I knew it was gonna happen.
I gotta ask you though. I mean, we know what's happening on TV, we know what's happening in the ring. Has John Cena got down on one knee and asked you if you wanted a Diamond Dallas Page yoga set yet?
No, and thank God, because he would have gotten slapped across the face. No, but you know what's funny? We've actually never talked about diamonds.
Really?
I have never looked at diamond rings. I can't even tell you. My friends make fun of me because I don't know the shapes or the sizes. I don't know any of that. I won't look. He hasn't brought them up.
When I picked out the ring for my wife, I had to go through an hour class. I said, I'm here, and they said, if you've got time, we'll sit you down for the class to teach you all about the cut and the 4 C's, I believe it is.
Oh my gosh!
So
yes.
So I got the whole thing, and then I took the time. I mean, I was there for like 2 hours.
Isn't that crazy?
There's a secret to it, though. You're missing out. So when I proposed to my wife, I gave her my grandmother's ring, which made it very easy to find it and the sentimental value, and it was cheap. Don't tell her.
Yeah,
it was very affordable.
I have pressure of picking out a ring.
Yeah.
That is like it's incredibly.
And this is the thing, is he's been extremely busy lately, so I know he hasn't gone ring shopping.
Okay.
There's no way. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, I really have no idea. I think it's just an easy thing to say and guess.
Sure.
And be like, oh, that's the reason why they're doing that.
Right.
I don't know.
So right now you are an executive producer for the reality show as well.
Yes.
Can we expect to see you doing more of that in the future? Do you have ideas for other shows as well?
Oh my gosh, 100%. I tried pitching a show that didn't get picked up, and so being the executive producer on Total Divas and Total Bellas is very exciting for me because I really enjoy also behind the camera as well. I enjoy creating stuff and bringing it to life. And something that is very important to me is women empowerment. And having a bigger role, I've just always wanted to showcase that, because when women come up to me on the streets, that's what they talk a lot about, is the women here of, wow, you guys are role models and you guys are very empowering and inspiring. And it's something that I really want to showcase even more. And I feel like there's just so much to show in this world. And sometimes we get so stuck on like this drama or these bad things, when there's so much good to show and actually really show people working hard and people truly being empowering. And I really want that to play a bigger role on our channels.
And I think it's so easy, to your point, to discredit all the hard work you all have done in creating your Bella's brand and Total Divas and your production work, without seeing that it takes this much work no matter who you know or what stage you have.
Totally.
Right? You have to execute every step of the way. So kudos to you for setting that example.
Well, thank you. Thanks so much. That means a lot.
So going into this match on Sunday, we've heard some talk. How's your neck right now? I want to get the health update.
Yeah.
Hot take here, please.
Yeah. Like,
now
wait, I have to go? Right? No, I'm just kidding. You know, it's doing okay. I have a slight herniation above where I had surgery, but I just got cleared by my surgeon Wednesday, so I'm good to go. I know I was supposed to be on a loop of live events. The minute I got taken off, everyone's like, what's happening? But so I'm good. I kind of sprained my neck, and then we found out some other stuff is going on, so I'm definitely going to have to take some time to heal that.
Sure.
But I'm cleared, so I'm competing at WrestleMania, so that's the good thing.
And you're going to win.
I better. Shoot, I'm going to get Ronda Rousey in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm looking for blood.
We'll do it. You know, there's plenty of opportunities for that. Well, the thing is, too, that we wonder with this second part of your career now when it comes to the reality shows, how much more do you want to continue to get into the ring? Because there's been some talk because of the injury, and you don't want to risk too much that maybe you would be winding down, or this could be one of your final matches.
Totally. I think, you know, that's a hard part where I've kind of hit in my career is I need to put health first, and it's hard for me because I'm in the middle of a women's revolution here at WWE. Like, women are taking the main stage. They are center stage, and they are setting all these records and making history, and I want to be a part of that, and I've worked so hard to be a part of that, and I feel like I'm just starting out in a way. Like, I want to go for the Women's Championship on SmackDown. There's a big part of me that I wish I could do both matches on Sunday.
Sure.
And it sucks because then I have to think of the rest of my life. Like, do I want to walk the rest of my life, or do I want to not be in pain? Or so it just sucks because I have this true battle that goes on in my head, and you know, everyone keeps telling me you got to put your health first, but there's so much of me that wants to put my career first. Like, there's so much more I want to do here, so much more, and I just feel like, gosh, this sucks that, you know, I have this condition now that is probably going to stop me from doing that.
Well, regardless, I'm sure you're going to be very successful with where the career takes you.
Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing you on Sunday come WrestleMania.
Yay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.